Internal energy is the first thermodynamical potential. Internal energy is the energy due to molecular constitution. Here we know that internal energy is equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy, where potential energy is due to motion of molecules and potential energy is due to mutual attraction of molecules. According to first law of thermodynamics, U is a certain function of variables which characterize the system. When a system passes one state to another state by any thermodynamical process, small a or small b, it does not depend upon the path. The change in internal energy does not depend upon the path. It only depends on initial state and final state. It means du is equals to integral du integral a du. This is a function we have to write in capitals only. Du is equals to integral b du. Both are same. Even if we choose another path c, which is equals to c du, it does not depend on path. It only depends on initial and final state. Change in du is equals to u in final state minus u in initial state. Initial state, final state. So for complete cycle, the system from A to B moved to A to B, and again it moves from B to E. The change in complete cycle, the change in internal energy is equals to 0. For complete cycle, the change in internal energy is 0 because the system returns to its initial state. The system is returning again to its initial state, so change in internal energy is equals to 0. Now, change in internal energy can be written as the change in internal energy we write directly from basic equation connecting first law and second law of thermodynamics, or we can derive again. We have first, according to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equals to du plus pdv. From this we subject du. We need change in internal energy, so we subject du. So we get dq minus pdv. From second law of thermodynamics we have dq is equals to tds. We substitute here, we get du is equals to tds minus pdv. Now this is the change in internal energy is equals to temperature into change in entropy minus pressure into change in volume. Here entropy and volume are varying, so U is a function of entropy and volume. So now we will taking partial differentials of the internal energy with respect to S and V, we get taking partial differentials of internal energy with respect to S and V, we get here two cases arises. When we take S is equals to constant, ds is equals to 0. Differentiation of a constant is equals to 0, and we are doing partial differentiation with respect to V. Now this becomes dou u by dou v, where S is constant, so we write here is equals to, then right hand side ds is 0 in this term, so this term becomes 0, and partial differentiation of dv with respect to v becomes 1, so we have minus p. And in another case we take v is equals to constant then dV is equals to 0. With respect to S, we do partial differentiation, then this equation becomes dou U by dou S, where V is constant, is equals to dou V is equals to 0, so this term becomes 0. Here partial differentiation of ds with respect to S becomes 1, so we have T. Here are the relations connecting internal energy with thermodynamical variables S, V, T and P. Since du is a perfect differential, hence du is a function of S comma V and is a perfect differential. We have condition I have written the condition for a perfect differential function. You can write by seeing dou by dou V of dou U by dou S, V is equals to dou by dou S of dou U by dou V of S. We can substitute these values. In the place of dou U by dou S of V, we place T, and in the place of dou U by dou V of S, we place minus P, and we get finally dou T by dou V of S. We are doing differentiation, partial differentiation with respect to V, so here constant is S, here this side, and dou by dou S of here minus P, so minus of dou P by dou S of, where we are doing partial differentiation this side with respect to S, so V is constant here. This is the relation we call Maxwell's first thermodynamical relation. In the same way, now we are going to derive second, third, fourth Maxwell's thermodynamical relations. First thing we have to do is we have to find change in function is equals to some equation. Here we have found change in internal energy is equals to Tds minus Pdv. Then we have to find what are the variables changing in that equation. Then we do partial differentiation with respect to those variables. Then we get two equations. As all thermodynamical functions are perfect differentials, so we write perfect differential equation condition. We substitute these equations and we finally get an relationship equation. That relationship equation is called Maxwell's first thermodynamical, second thermodynamical, third and fourth thermodynamical Maxwell's relations. Now we will do second one, Helmholtz function, which is denoted by F. Helmholtz function is also called as work function. The change in external work on the system is equal to the decrease in Helmholtz function. So first we derive Helmholtz function from equation connecting first law and second law of thermodynamics. We have du is equals to Tds minus Pdv. Here in the process which the system exchanges heat with surroundings to maintain its temperature constant. We have studied in Carnot cycle, isothermal processes are the process where heat exchange is done with surroundings to maintain temperature constant. Here in this case, we can write Tds is equals to d into Ts, where T is constant, so we can write this like this. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. When we substitute in the place of T ds d into Ts, we get du is equals to d into T ds minus P dv. So we send d Ts to that side, then du minus d Ts is equals to minus P dv. So we can write this as d into u minus Ts is equals to minus P dv. We know that P dv is equals to external work done. We have said in starting the external work done is equals to the decrease in Helmholtz function. So this u minus Ts is equals to Helmholtz function. F is equals to u minus Ts. Now we got the Helmholtz function. When a system undergoes infinitesimal reversible change from initial equilibrium state to final equilibrium state, the Helmholtz function changes by an amount. There is change in Helmholtz function when the system undergoes reversible infinitesimal change from initial equilibrium state to final equilibrium state. Then f df is the change of Helmholtz function is equals to, we differentiate this equation to get change in Helmholtz function. So du minus d into T ds, here u into v form. So df is equals to du minus T ds minus s dt. So we know that du is equals to T ds minus P dv. From this equation 1, from 1, df is equals to, we are substituting this T ds minus P dv minus T ds minus s dt. T ds gets cancelled. df is equals to minus P dv minus s dt. Now here t and v are getting changed. So Helmholtz function f is a function of v and t. So taking partial differentials of f, taking f with respect to t and v. Here also we get two cases. When we take t as constant, dt is equals to 0, dt becomes 0, differentiation of the constant term is equals to 0. With respect to v, we do partial differentiation, then this becomes dou f by dou v, where t is constant, is equals to, here dt is 0, so this term becomes 0, this entire term becomes 0. We have partial differentiation of dv with respect to v. With respect to v, we get minus p. And in another case, we take v is equals to constant, then dv is equals to 0. With respect to t, we do partial differentiation for this equation. So dou f by dou t, where v is constant, is equals to dv is 0. So this entire term becomes 0. So we have minus s. Partial differentiation of dt with respect to t becomes 1. So we have s, minus s here. So these are the two relations connecting Helmholtz function with s, t, v, p are the relations connecting the Helmholtz function with thermodynamical variables s, t, v. Since we can say and we know that Helmholtz function df is a perfect differential. So we write the perfect differential condition as we written before, dou by dou V of dou F by dou T, where V is constant, is equals to dou by dou T of dou F by dou V, where T is constant. This is the condition for perfect differential equation, differential function, perfect differential function. Now we substitute these values in the place of dou F by dou T V, substitute minus S, so we get minus of dou S by dou V, where S is constant, is equals to minus of, here we are substituting in this place this term, minus of dou T by dou T, where V is constant, minus minus gets cancelled. Finally we have, this is the second Maxwell's thermodynamical relation. Maxwell's second thermodynamical relation. Now we will derive remaining two thermodynamical relations from enthalpy and Gibbs function G. Enthalpy is also called as total heat function. Enthalpy is an extensive thermodynamical property and can be mathematically expressed as H is equals to U plus PV. H gives heat content at constant pressure, as internal energy U gives heat content at constant volume. So H gives heat content at constant pressure, so heat function at constant pressure. This enthalpy is called as heat function at constant pressure. Differentiation of these equation, we get change in enthalpy. So dH is equals to du plus dPdV. dH is equals to du, that u into v form, plus pdV vdP. In the place of u, according to equation connecting first law and second law of thermodynamics, u is equals to Tds minus P dV. We substitute here dH is equals to Tds minus Pdv, remaining we are writing here Pdv plus Vdp. Pdv gets cancelled, dH is equals to Tds plus Vdp. Now H is function, entropy is changing and pressure is changing, so H is a function of entropy and pressure. Now taking partial differentials of H, treating S, P as independent variables, we have now taking partial differentials of H, treating S and P as independent variables, we have two conditions as we done in same last two thermodynamical potentials equation. Here we are partial differentiating with respect to S and P. First taking S as constant, ds is equals to 0. Partial differentiation with respect to P. So we get dou H by dou P, where S is constant. On right hand side, ds is equals to 0, so this term becomes 0. Partial differentiation of dP with respect to P is 1, so we have V. Here we take P is equals to constant, dP is equals to 0, P is equals to constant, dP is equals to 0. Here we do partial differentiation with respect to S. Then we have dou H by dou S, where P is constant. On other side, dP is 0, so this term becomes completely 0. So partial differentiation of ds with respect to S becomes 1. So we have T. These are the two equations connecting enthalpy with thermodynamical variables S, T, P, V, and since dH is a perfect differential, so we write perfect differential condition dou by dou P of dou H by dou S, where P is constant, is equals to dou by dou S of dou H by dou P S. Here we substitute in the place of dou H by dou S of P is equals to T. So we get dou by dou T by dou P of S is equals to, in the place of dou H by dou P of S we put P. So this becomes dou V by dou S of P. This is the Maxwell's third thermodynamic relation. Now we will do Gibbs function G. Gibbs function, we are going to derive Maxwell's fourth thermodynamical relations from Gibbs function thermodynamical potential. From definition of enthalpy, we are writing enthalpy from the definition of enthalpy, H is equals to U plus PV. The change in enthalpy, we get differentiating this dH is equals to du plus differentiation of PV. We already done this all thing in enthalpy. We substitute du from equation connecting both thermodynamical laws. Du is equals to Tds minus Pdv, Tds minus Pdv. Here differentiation of Pv, we write U into V form Pdv plus Vdp. Pdv gets cancelled. dH is equals to Tds plus Vdp. This is the change in enthalpy, and in enthalpy we have taken another condition. If the process is isothermal, as the enthalpy is the isothermal process, we have taken for constant temperature Tds we have written as d into Ts, and this Gibbs function is a, if the process is isothermal and as well as isobaric, we consider this and dP is equals to 0. Both conditions we consider for Gibbs function. Isothermal, then Tds is equals to d into Ts, where temperature is constant. For isobaric process, change in pressure is equals to 0. Then considering these two conditions in this equation, we get dH is equals to, in the place of Tds we write d of T into S, where dP is 0, so this term becomes 0. So we have differentiation of, we send this Tds to that side, this becomes H minus Ts is equals to 0. This is the Gibbs function. H minus Ts is the Gibbs function, which is denoted by G. It is obviously that G remains constant if thermodynamical process remains isothermal as well as isobaric. If the process is isothermal as well as isobaric, then G remains constant. Then now we will go change in Gibbs function. If an infinitesimal reverse process is done, then change in Gibbs function can be obtained by differentiating this equation d G is equals to dH minus d of ts. So U into V form here, T ds minus S dt. We have H dH here, which is change of enthalpy. We write here T ds plus VdP minus T ds minus S dt. So here T ds get cancelled, and change in Gibbs function dg is equals to VdP minus SDT. Here change is in pressure and temperature. So Gibbs function is a function of pressure and temperature. Here pressure and temperature are independent variables taking partial differentials. With respect to pressure and temperature, here also two cases arises. We take T as constant, then dt is equals to 0, differentiation of constant is equals to 0. We do partial differentiation with respect to pressure, then this equation dou G by dou P, where T is constant, is equals to dt is equals to 0. So here dt is equals to 0, so this term becomes 0. We have partial differentiation of dP becomes 1. Here V remains. In the same way, in another case, we take P is equals to constant, P as constant, then dP is equals to 0. With respect to T, we do partial differentiation, then that equation becomes dou G by dou T, where P is constant, is equals to, here dP is equals to 0, so this term becomes 0. We have minus of, where partial differentiation of dt with respect to T becomes 1, so here we have S. Here these two equations are the equations connecting Gibbs function with thermodynamical variables S, P, T, V, and Gibbs function dg is a perfect differential. So we write condition for perfect differential dou by dou T of dou G by dou P, T is equals to dou by dou P of dou G by dou T, P. Substituting in the place of dou G by dou P of T, V, we get dou by dou T. In the place we are substituting V. P is a constant. In the place of dou G by dou T of P, we write this. This becomes minus of dou S by dou P, where T is constant. This is the fourth Maxwell's thermodynamic relation.